but
Who
thank
is
you
that
for
guy?
that one. We'll look that up. Silk
I
Road
saw that.
creator.
I saw that on Twitter that Trump's going to
Commute.
He's going to pardon some guy or
That's
something.
Jimmy.
But I was like, oh, is that a war criminal? Because Trump likes to pardon war criminals.
Yeah.
But I don't know who that guy is. Maybe
I don't know anything about this.
I don't know anything about that guy.
Is it Ross Ulbricht?
Oh, the guy from Silk Road?
What is
Yes.
Silk Road?
He should get pardoned.
What is Silk Road?
You don't remember Silk Road? Dread Pirate Roberts, it was where you could order like opium online from like the dark web, and then it got busted. That's a crazy story. And then a DEA agent was blackmailing the guy. And I think that guy, Russ Albrecht, was a front too. I don't think he was the guy really running it. I think he took all the heat.
Well, Trump's going to let that guy out. So that's a good thing?
Based on what I know, I think so. But there's a lot to it. I'll tell you that. I mean, you go down a real rabbit hole, Ross Albrecht.
Okay.
That's really strange.
So Trump went to the Libertarian convention, which I got invited to, but they didn't invite me till a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, I already have tickets sold in Ashland and Athens, Georgia. I can't go. So even though I was 100 miles away. So here's Trump. And a lot of people saying he got booed all the way through this. Let's listen a little bit. Sounds like they're cheering.
Yes.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together.
Nominate me.
Nominate us and put us in the position or give us your votes. Very much, everybody. God bless you. God
Okay,
bless
everybody
you.
go. So the irony is that Trump didn't even fill out the paperwork to get nominated by the Libertarian Party.
Okay.
So Robert F. Kennedy did. He got 2% of the vote. He got kicked out in the first round. But Trump didn't even bother with that. A lot of people are. I think it was a good idea for Trump to go here.
It was a great idea.
A lot of people say it was bad because nobody would know about the Libertarian Party, and now he's elevating them, and they're going to take votes away from him. I guarantee you, they're not going to take votes away from Donald Trump. I guarantee you,
because the second story will confirm that.
The second, then my next story. Wait till you see who they nominated. So anyway, so a lot of people. So he said, nominate me or vote for me. So he knew they couldn't nominate him because he didn't file that paperwork, right? And so here's some of the booing. They said they were booing him.
Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want.
He's saying only nominate me if you want to win.
He's subduing them. Do you hear that?
Yes.
Please don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so.
That is funny.
Do you see how much
And he
more
does it right in their fucking faces.
Yeah,
he does it right. And guess what? He's right.
Look at the opposite of the Democrat method, which is to try to do a mom guilt trip on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, you think that's okay. He's going, yeah, if you want to lose. He's like alpha mailing them. Right
He
now.
is. He is. Well, wait till you see the guy they nominated.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he just goes right at him. A lot of people are saying that, oh, I love to see them. Like they were booing him, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Here we go.
Policy and politics are as some.
So here's a little bit of them booing them. So
combined with us in a partnership, we're asking that of the Libertarians. We must work together. Combine with us. You have to combine with us. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. Anyone can talk about defending freedom, but I've actually put everything on the line to resist these despots and these stuff. And I stand before you tonight as your best hope of defeating the weaponized Biden. United, we will be unstoppable. If we unite, we are unstoppable. I will be a true friend to libertarians in the White House.
He's going to be a better friend to libertarians in the White House than the person that the libertarians actually nominated. I'll tell you that. So, here's a little bit more. So, in fact, so everybody's saying, look how they booed. First of all, I think it was dumb of the libertarians to boo him. But what do I know? I don't know much about the Libertarian Party. Dave Smith is going to come on Wednesday.
I didn't know he had like something going with them back. Like
yes,
so
they were taking over the party. He had a speaking slot at this convention. Yeah. So wait till you see the next. So here, it sounds like they're cheering for Trump here at this point. Listen to this. We want Trump. We want Trump. We want Trump. And then they start to try to switch it to end the Fed, and then some people start booing. So, what is this? What has this guy said? I went back and watched. It was a raucous, lively crowd that loved lots of the speech. Early on, some boos, but as the speech progressed, that really diminished to very little. Trump's speech was strong, and by the end, I felt that even his detractors were happy Trump was willing to speak.
It looked like it. It looked like they booed themselves out of energy and had to hear. That's what it looked like. It looks like if you're not a punk who can't be questioned. And Trump used to be a guy who couldn't take a joke. I remember not liking him because he couldn't take a joke. And
then he allowed himself to be roasted on Comedy Central. You remember that?
Yeah, I warmed it up. I was a warm-up guy.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, it wasn't a great crowd, but you know it was very nice. Lauren something from the Hills. Not not the TV show,
the
reality show.
Yeah.
Lauren Conrad was very nice and attentive, I have to say. But whatever.
But I was told you couldn't make fun at that Trump roast.
You couldn't say he's less money than he
you
says.
You couldn't
he
say he had less than $1 billion.
That's it.
And you couldn't. Could you make fun of his hair?
You make fun of everything. You just couldn't say.
But you just couldn't say he had less money.
Yeah, that's what Jeselnik told me.
Okay. So this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to Democrats. Now they have to agree with libertarians. They don't like Trump.
Look, the whole game is so rigged that like it's ridiculous now to even think when he goes get you 3% every year. It's becoming again. I've never voted, and I say that proudly, Jimmy, because I'm not a chump. But everybody else who does and thinks this is a thing, he's your chaos agent. That's all you got. I would have looked down on that. In 2016, I did look down on it where people go, I just want to throw a wrench in the system. I thought, wow, that's really stupid because I didn't know shit about shit. And now that's all you got.
That's all you got.
It's almost like you work in a factory and you got to sabotage the machinery with Trump. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, that's why I told Bernie Sanders, and he never listened to me, just like Cornel West. And I said, Bernie, if you run as an independent, they're like, well, he can't win. You don't have to win. What you do is you have to get 10 to 15% of the vote, and then neither side can win without you. And then you become the kingmaker.
Yeah. Well,
that was Ralph Nader's idea. That still should be the idea. And if the libertarian, well, let's get to that.
If you could think of it, they thought of it. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not dumb. You're just seeing, oh, the system's supposed to work this way.
Yeah.
And you're right. A jerk off in his garage.
That's right.
That's not, they know. They know. It's rigged. They know. They're not dumb.
Okay. Over to Steph.
All right. Phoenish says, who else is grilling some cow meat tonight in direct violation of a future UN treaty imposed by Greta Thunberg?
Are you a time traveler? Why would
Phoenish, thank you. Hey, remember that it is your job to figure out the truth, everyone. Taking information from any source, including Jimmy, without doing some thought, chewing, or research is stupid.
What?
Chili Pop wants everybody to follow up on research. Like, they don't want just to take your word for it, but also follow up.
Correct. Don't take my word for it, especially when it comes to North Korea. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, Chili Pop.
Not that interested either. I mean, I was kind of interested.
Oh, back to Jimmy.
I wasn't interested enough to bring on two people who had opposing views. Guess what? The Libertarian Party has chosen Chase Oliver as their presidential nominee for 2024. He already sounds like a two-person ticket all on his own. And full disclosure, never heard of him.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. And I am prejudiced against people whose first names are verbs.
Yeah, me too.
Now, maybe that's because my first name is Jimmy and I'm projecting.
Let me Jimmy my way into this conversation and say that...
So do you want to see this sounds like a joke that they nominate. Why? Because he looks like a regular libertarian there, right?
All libertarians in my lifetime, they all seemed somewhat normal, but then they had one weird ass thing. So one guy turned blue one year famously. Remember the one
I
guy
remember
turned
that
blue?
guy. I remember that guy.
Then the one guy didn't know where something was on a map or something. Like
He couldn't. Aleppo.
Yeah. He didn't
Gary
know-
Johnson didn't ever heard of Aleppo as we're bombing Aleppo.
Yeah.
So, well, here's this guy. Here he is. This is their guy. This is their guy. Libertarians nominated Chase Oliver, who supports masks and vax mandates. The opposite. Why would you be a libertarian then?
Well, it helps the open borders if you have mass and vax mandates.
He's also for open borders. Why are you a libertarian then?
Well, because they like free trade.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
And then he's for letting men compete in women's sports. Are those libertarians?
They are. Okay, the guy from Reason Magazine that wears a leather jacket and has that haircut with the black hair.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know.
I saw him on Bill Maher years ago. Now, this is pre-vax when it was all about GMOs. Okay, GMOs in the foods. And they were, and Bill Maher rightly was like, well, why can't they put on the label that it's a GMO on the food? Remember they had a law?
Yeah.
And the guy from Reason Magazine, the leather jacket libertarian guy, he goes, because people don't buy them. I remember watching at home.
So
and
good.
I go, what? So it's not libertarian for me to decide what I want to buy.
Right. I'm
It's
supposed
for
to
the
be
company. So there's a whole strain of that. They probably got infiltrated I tried to explain this to Dave. He got very emotional. Because Dave is straight up. Dave is not a phony. And so I hope he's learned how the system works now.
We're going to find out. But of course, this guy figured out how to game the libertarian system. Not only is he for open borders, he's for vax mandates, mask mandates.
What?
I know. He's also, should people under the age of 18 years old be able to receive gender transition treatments? Yes. He's for that. But only for non-surgical treatments, such as puberty blockers and hormone therapy. Oh, well, as long as it's harmless hormones that haven't been properly tested for safety, then I guess that's good.
They're not good. They're cutting them up with chemicals.
This is kind of...
Let chemicals chop your tits off.
So this guy, Robert Barnes,
Yeah.
he tweets out a reminder how useless the Libertarian Party is choosing... The Libertarian Party it is, choosing a pro-employer vaccine mandate, open borders, corporate whore candidate for the presidency.
Yeah.
The party remains a waste of space, as it was throughout 2020, when its leaders embraced lockdown politics.
Robert Barnes is real smart. That guy does a lot of like indigenous people law. So you wouldn't believe the stuff the government does to these natives that he knows all about. Like he's a real deal, that guy.
It sounds like another Bernie movement. Now there's no point to be for Bernie because he's for all the things he was against. And libertarian now just means somebody who eats your liberties. That's what it sounds like.
I'm a libertarian.
Kind of like a vegetarian.
I'm a freedom eater.
I'm a freedom eater. Well, here's Dave Smith. He tweeted this out. He says, congratulations to Chase for Liberty. It had to hurt. It had to sting. He wasn't my preferred candidate. Boy, I'll say that. But he ran a great campaign. Really? He put it together and won. He won. I appreciate that he is unapologetically anti-war. Okay, well, that's good, I guess. There's one thing.
So he's being polite.
So Dave's being a big man. That's what's called being a good loser. Dave didn't run, but his candidate of choice lost. Appreciate that he is unapologetically anti-war, and I hope he leads with that in the presidential campaign. I bet he doesn't. I wish him the best of luck spreading that message.
Hormones it is.
I have a feeling it's going to be... What? So it's this person's... The redhead says he's pro-transing kids and open borders. What a disaster for everything the Mrs. Caucus has worked towards.
Yeah.
Is that Mises? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, we all knew that. Hey, welcome to the world of Bernie people, dude. Welcome to the world of the Bernie people.
Now you know how I felt with Bernie.
Yeah.
So Bernie couldn't get it. Bernie was supposed to be for Medicare for everybody. Bernie was against corporate money in politics. What else are some of the other great things? Bernie was for free college. Bernie was for raising the minimum wage. Bernie was for doing infrastructure, for helping people in general. We're using the government to help people instead of funneling that money to corporate wars.
Right.
And then as soon as he lost, he was like, no, you got to vote for all those things we're against.
Right. That's the trick. Look, I don't know.
That's the trick. You take all that progressive, anti-war, all that revolutionary energy, and you funnel it right back into an anti-worker. Oh, he was also pro-union. Yeah. So you take that and you funnel it right back into an anti-worker, pro-war party.
Yeah, it's called black magic.
Regardless of your political affiliation, they have all been compromised.
Yeah, have people not figured this out yet?
That's why we're allowed to see them at all. They all passed the test. So here's a tweet from the guy who just won. He says, happy that kids with cancer and others can get the health care they need. This is from 2023. I'm disappointed that a legislature decided to limit therapies and care specifically for young people who may be trans or non-binary.
Maybe? But how about to be definite when you put them chemicals in a kid?
How about kids don't know what they are? How about you wait till they're adults?
Well, then it'll be too late. They won't be like really hot.
That's right. Then they won't be hot. So
it's a right to be hot, Jimmy.
That is the right to be hot legislation. You want to be known as the Groomer Party? This person says, Jordan Schlackle. Cody Paris says, is there any doubt the takeover failed? It's dead now. So Dave Smith, what they were doing, I thought they had taken over the party.
Yeah.
I guess they just missed getting their guy as the nominee. This person says, the crowd at the Libertarian Party took the advice you gave them and threw it out the window. Talking to Dave.
Mm-hmm.
They had the chance to convince America there is another choice, but they acted like woke leftists.
What does that tell you, America memed? What do you learn from that? They're very, very good, astute observation. Now put it all together, buddy.
Yeah.
And tell me what you come up with.
Here's what Dave actually tweeted about this. We're going to have Dave on Wednesday. He couldn't make it today. He says the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus, is that how you say it? I always said Mrs. Maybe he set out on a mission to bring the Ron Paul revolution into. I thought there was a Ron Paul party.
It was.
Now not this
Wait,
woke.
It wasn't?
Well, it's not anymore.
Was he never the head of the Libertarian Party, like the thought leader of the
I always thought he was. But I guess not. To shed the party of goofiness, wokeness, and corruption. It's been an incredibly rewarding journey, and I've met some amazing people who will be lifelong friends. At the last convention in Reno, we swept every position with super majorities. So it's like the Ron Paul coalition swept. So how did they lose?
So what do you learn from this, Davey?
This weekend, we retained control of the LNC while re-electing Angela McArdle, who is a phenomenal chair, and put on the best convention in the party's history.
It was a real skank fest.
Unfortunately, we lost a big one. And there's no getting around that. I can't ignore the elephant in the room here. This is all my fault. He's taking responsibility. When I was planning on running, there was tremendous enthusiasm and energy amongst our ranks. When I pulled out for family-related reasons, it pulled the rug out from under our guys, and we weren't able to recover. It's ridiculous to put any blame on Mises' chair for this.
I mean, is Dave
Mises,
doing some...
people are saying.
It's Mises.
Oh, well, I'm saying Mises from now on.
Okay.
What? It's Mises?
That's what they're telling me in the chat. Mises.
Most guys pull out for no family reason. You know what I'm talking about? Am I right?
Boy.
Come on.
You got it.
I pulled out for family reasons.
He says that he is an incredibly decent, brilliant, and hardworking person who never compromises principles and continued to fight for the MC vision. I guess that's the caucus chair. Someone at Wreck the Regime was the best candidate, willing to step up and work tirelessly while making enormous personal sacrifices for the cause. He came within a hair of winning, but fell short. That's gotta sting. The blame is on me, not those guys. I deserve to take my lumps, and I can handle that, but please don't take this out on good people who busted their asses for you. It's my fault, and I'm sorry to let you down. Wow, that's a big stamp. That's a big guy to say that shit. He goes on. He says, yesterday I congratulated Chase in person and on here. Of course, I can't endorse or vote for him. Whoa. Just as he wouldn't for me. He doesn't represent me and my camp or the things we stand for. That's what I wanted Bernie Sanders to say about Hillary Clinton and then Joe Biden. Look, that's what I wanted Tulsi to say.
In fairness to Chase, he's probably an MK Ultra bot.
I will always support Angela and the MC team. I get that's the Mises Caucus Hopefully, we accomplish more amazing things in the future. I'm going to continue doing what I do, spreading our ideas to as large an audience as possible in the most compelling way I can. And then this guy says, this guy, David Fight, says, you know damn well that if you were the nominee, Chase would endorse you and vote for you.
I don't think that he would. I have to say, I agree with Dave Smith on that one.
Well, Dave says, I love you, David, but this is a bananas claim. When my guys took over the LNC, the Libertarian National Committee, Chase went out of his way to say that they didn't represent him. If I were the nominee, Chase and his supporters would make it their mission to ruin my life.
Yeah, of course they would.
The fact is that the delegates made a huge mistake. Look at the reaction already. I can't think of a dumber thing to do than nominate this guy, this Chase guy.
It's almost ridiculous to the point of being a deliberate sabotage, I would say.
It's as if the CIA somehow got involved and made sure, just like they did with the Green Party, to make sure the Green Party isn't going to grow past 5%. The same thing with the Libertarian Party.
Or
Trump
the Writers
was right.
Guild or SAG or every union on the planet. It gets infiltrated with the... As soon as you see that rainbow flag coming, you know some bullshit's behind it.
And it sounds like that because that's what this is. This is to make sure that the Libertarian Party doesn't grow and actually become a threat to the establishment, just like the Green Party has been infiltrated by the CIA and the FBI and the Democratic Party and the Clinton Foundation, Peter Dow, just to make sure that they don't grow and become an actual threat. So that's what this is. Look at the reaction already. Chase may not have advocated for lockdowns and mandates, but he totally bought into the propaganda, bragging about outdoor masking, social distancing, and masking at dinners. He's defended drag queen story hour.
You mean Sunday school? I tease the Catholics.
Drag show. Again, we've talked about drag shows. Come to my live show if you'd like to hear me.
They're for adults?
They're for adults. They're not for children.
Howard Stern, drive time, dad going to work, and now suddenly Howard Stern would never have anything like that. Your kids have to look at it.
He's defended drag queen story hour, which is just regular old perverts. That's all that is.
Hey, what if you read to your own goddamn kids? You ever think of that?
Chemically castrating children and supports open borders.
Yeah. Well, the Libertarians were supporting the open border things quite a lot.
And I'm supportive of drag queens. I'm supportive of trans. I'm saying when you add toddlers to it, that's when a lot of people have problems with it, and rightly so.
What is the drag queen bringing to the equation of reading?
Nothing.
What are they bringing to it?
Nothing.
To implant a thing in your child's subconscious?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. That's what they're mad about. It's way worse than like grooming for like sex in the moment. This is like a societal engineering thing where they want to be in your kid's subconscious. Like, Jesus.
I don't know what people think they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
But all the drag queens I know, which are zero, I know a lot of gay people who know a lot of drag queens, and they've been telling me that the ones I know don't want anything to do with kids. They always made sure kids were nowhere because they never want to be accused of doing this kind of thing.
I don't want to do comedy for kids.
I don't want to do comedy for kids.
Like if I show up at a show and there's kids there, I'm like, what is this legal?
Right?
I better go put on a dress or else I'm breaking the law.
I can't support that. Oh, he's also for chemically castrating children and supports open borders. I can't support that. It's a non-starter. This is going to be a very bad year for the Libertarian Party candidates, and there's nothing any of us can do about it. The Libertarian Party might as well not even run. Who in the fuck is going to vote for that guy? He sounds like a Democrat who happens to be maybe anti-war.
If you haven't figured out how shit works,
he sounds exactly like a Democrat.
I'm just like, has everybody figured out how shit works yet? What do you need to see to understand how shit works and stop clinging to the hope that maybe it's not that bad. It's done. So right now, the last two slave master whatever parties, somebody's making a switch and it's going to be Reagan times again. Mark my words. It's going to be Trump and we're going to have some new Reagan thing, and it's going to be just like Miami but all over. Right? Because remember the Mariel boat lift?
Yeah.
And it drove the economy, but boy, it got real chaotic in Miami. Biden did that to the whole United States.
So I've also was reading a thing at Zero Hedge today that said these open borders are another tool to keep inflation down. I don't know how that happens, but that's what I saw the headline at Zero Hedge. I'm going to go and look into it. But this is the guy who's the Libertarian Party. Was Peter Dow advising him?
Look, nobody.
No, Chase. We were being ironic. You got the whole fucking rainbow outfit and everything. We were just fucking with you. He got the whole thing.
Do you know how ridiculous he looks? I think he's not even gay. I think he's not even gay.
I don't think he is gay. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, that's like somebody doing a creepy... Who's that creep from Ukraine that was the ambassador that was supposedly trans? But
remember that?
Oh, he's back. He's detransitioned.
Oh,
His name's still Sarah.
Detransitioned?
Well, he never transitioned. He just put on a wig.
He was just cross-dressing?
It's kind of crazy that was even a thing at all. I don't know who that was for.
Whatever happened to cross-dressers, right? When I was a kid, that was a big thing, cross-dressing.
Yeah.
And then they just went away, just like the flu did during COVID. They just went away, and they all became trans. It's like, what? I thought there was a thing called cross-dressers.
Well, it's called queer. It's an umbrella term. But anyway, that guy is walking around in Kiev talking about, no, nobody's getting forced into vans to fight the war. Everybody's partying here. Kiev's great, see?
So this is this has got to be a heartbreaker for the Mises caucus. This has got to be. That guy's a Democrat.
Hey, can't beat the lizard people. Sorry.
He's a Democrat. That's what that guy is.
I mean, he's probably
he's for open
look how fed. I mean, just it's like when you see that fake racist group, Patriot Front. This looks like a Fed trying to be gay. It looks like a Mormon Fed
trying to be
undercover with the gays.
That's what it does look like.
Look at the hair and the
it does
weird
look like
smile,
that.
and you're like, and you like just this without seeing body language, just a picture. You're like, something's way the fuck off here, right? And if I was a gay guy cruising at this party, I would feel that. I mean, I would hope you would feel it.
Again, we're 100% pro LGBTQ. We're pro trans.
I would say put it under one letter.
And I am pro. Well, that's my act, baby.
Yeah.
And I'm pro drag queens. I'm pro drag shows, 100%. But it's like the joke I used to have about Hooters. Because there was a Hooters one time right outside of the comedy club I was playing, and there would be a line of people to get in. And one time I saw a guy with his son. He was like 9 or 10. I couldn't tell how old he was by the size of his erection. And come on, folks, these are the jokes.
Hooters, the working man's Bohemian Grove. The owl of the working man.
First of all, I never understood the Hooters.
Hooters is as gross.
Hooters is so tame.
Right.
You go to a Hooters, they're wearing like those orange shirts aren't even attractive.
No, I know.
They don't really the way they're cut or whatever, they don't really flatter them. And
it's bizarre.
And most of the women there don't have big Hooters.
Yeah, well, that's probably because of inflation.
It's just like girls in athletic wear serving you chicken wings.
Hey, it's like you get a bag of chips and half of the bag's air, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, this again, of course, the 1 year a third party, something could happen with a third party. And we get Cornel West, who sounds just like this guy. And we get this guy, who sounds just like this guy.
They both out of the gate.
And Jill Stein, who has been completely co-opted. So so now she's allowed to say what she wants to say about Palestine. But believe me, her appointing Peter Dow, which is why she won't come back on the show. She came on the show all the time. She couldn't stop DMing me. She wouldn't stop reaching out to me all the time. And then as soon as Cornell decided to run with the Greens, she froze me out.
Well, if you recall, she had to convince him to run. Remember? He didn't want to run, and she had to talk him into it. Remember we played this? Her talking about it?
Oh, really?
Yes. You don't remember that?
She doesn't want to answer any questions about it.
Cornell didn't want to run
because she lied about it. She lied about all of it.
Yeah, he has to run. So that's why he was trying to lose. You were cocking it up for him. She pushed him into that for whatever reason. I don't know what they got on her. But just so
they got something on her.
Nobody got to anywhere unless they did something real bad on camera. And if they can't make you do that, you're out. You're done. You're not going to top.
I heard they're threatening Jill Stein with prosecuting her over campaign finance.
Well, good. Then it's not something with kids, at least.
Yeah.
At least you know it's some bullshit, not something with kids.
But the Green Party turned into, just like not just like, but similar. They turned into more of an LGBTQ organization, which is, again, infiltration. They're supposed to be a Green Party. Anyway, it's just, look at the Green Party over in Europe, is it Germany? They're the most pro-war maniacs. They know how to get in, infiltrate, divide and conquer.
Yeah, that's what all the feminists learned the hard way when that movement got in. And now all of a sudden, there's a TERF? I remember the big man hate years.
Yeah, TERF.
And I watch all the TERFs get kicked out of their own thing.
Trans exclusionary radical feminists. That's what a TERF is, right?
You let them into your own movement.
Yeah.
Take it.
Why is it we never see women who transition to men? It doesn't anyway. It's only one way. You only see the headlines only go the other way. Anyway.
You're talking about with regard to sports?
Yeah, go ahead. Over to Steph.
Okay, here we go. Hey, and you know what? FYI, ladies and gentlemen, Jill Stein has an open invitation to the show.
Oh.
If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But, you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have You know, people being able to contact their family. If they don't have, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators. And they're going to have riots on their hands. You know, they're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. You know, we have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, what we need, what needs to be done. And, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. I mean, don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, this system and those backing the officials running this system, want people to believe that revolution means violence, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. When people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. They get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just MOVE babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? I mean, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, making a quick buck, I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. How long are people going to sit back and beg, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years all you've gotten is a slap in the face? All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit